Pete'sTools.com.
G'day guys, Pete from Pete's Tools. How are we all going today? Today I'm going to review a new plasma cutter, my Warfox plasma cutter. And Warfox is about a cool name. I reckon it's really cool. If it runs half as cool as what its name is, it'll be really good, guys. Anyway guys, same as usual, you like my videos, subscribe, drop me a like, drop me a comment, come say good day in the comments below, come check me out on Pete'sTools.com, and let's see if this baby can actually cut. So this is about $210 I think guys, something like that. You might be able to get a discount online, just depends what they're offering at the time, but I think I paid about $210, $220 for it. Comes with all the gizmos as usual. Comes with a earth lead about 3 meters long, and these earth leads are sort of, well, usable, but I don't really like any earth lead. All the plasma cutters that I've reviewed so far have had earth leads that are sort of marginal. I like to upgrade my earth lead, because if you put a bigger earth lead on it, I reckon you get more power out of your machine. But anyway, we'll use what they've given us, guys. About 3 meters, guys. Yep. So we'll plug them in there. Yeehaw! I'm getting a whole garage full of plasma cutters now, guys. AG60P, and it has the spacer on it, guys. So, being pilot arc, we have to hold it off the work before we start to cut. So I'd say this is about a 5 meter lead, guys, about 15 foot, I would say. So let's plug him in. Really simple to plug in, guys, just your off-on switch here if you haven't assembled a plasma cutter before. I've actually done an assembly video for the water trap on this, if you want to check in the description below. And I've also done an unboxing on this, so we can show you exactly what you get in the box. Because sometimes they're little tricky varmints and you don't get all the bits and pieces that you think you're going to get. But glad to say this one comes with everything you need. So we'll just put the pilot arc wire on here, guys. It's all pretty self-explanatory. It says what they are on the bottom. And this one here is for your main torch lead. Take the cap off. It's got a rubber cap on it. And your main lead here, as you can see, is insulated, but it's also got the plastic on here. Some of them, the earlier ones, didn't have the plastic covering the nut. And if you screwed this on here and you touched the nut as well as the work you were cutting, you used to get a bit of an electrical buzz. But I see now they've put the plastic on there, so you don't have to worry about that too much. Nice looking plasma torch, guys. Like I said, AG60P, and it's got an ergonomically designed handle. And all that means is it fits in your hand nice and snugly. It's quite comfortable when you use it. Right, so let's turn it on, put some air onto the unit, and let's do some cutting. So guys, let's turn it on, see if she lights up. 50 amps there, we're running it on 240 volts, as you can see, guys. If I was running it on 110 volts, this would drop down to 35 amps automatically. So, looking good so far. We have an overheat light here, over temperature light, which is out, which is a good sign. And we have the voltage light here, which is on. So we're running at the moment I've got about 70 psi going into it there, guys. So I'll normally back it down to about 60 to see what the machine will do. Down to about 60 psi, guys. Got my post time back down to about 2 seconds. Now if you don't know already, the post time is the amount of time that the air comes out of the end of your torch. Once you let the trigger go, it just cools down the consumables. What I do the first time, even though it's got consumables in it, I would check that they're tight, because sometimes they get really loose, and these are quite tight. Also check the electrode under here, guys, because sometimes they just vibrate loose. So if we do that before we start it, now that's tight as. Looks like it's got a mark on there already, but no. My imagination. So make sure it's tight, guys. Like I said, because it tends to vibrate. And when it starts vibrating, it will make the end of your torch really loose, even though it's got a thread on it, and it will start vibrating like that. And that could cause a whole lot of issues with your torch. So just make sure that they're tight all the time, guys. So I've got it set to 50 amps, we've got it on about 60 psi. This is about 3mm plate, guys, so we'll see if it'll cut through it, eh? First time that we've got it turned on. Will it even cut? This earth clamp is a little bit light, I think it is anyway. Let me have a play with this earth clamp. put it on there. Pete, might be a bit better. Rightio guys, see if it goes. Do you hear that post time going? It seems a bit longer than 2 seconds. Let me back it down a little bit more. What do you reckon, guys? First cut looks pretty impressive to me. That's 3mm plate, so let's have another go at that. Yeah, that's a little bit quicker with the post time, guys. See, you listen to this. I'll pull the trigger. And that's longer than 2 seconds, I reckon, anyway. So if we turn it up, see if we notice a difference. So if we turn it up to 6 seconds. Definitely a lot longer, guys, but I still think that's longer than 6 seconds. But anyway, turn it down to the minimum peak. At least our consumables will be cooling down. But if you haven't got a big compressor, guys, turn that post time down as far as you can to stop wasting air. Rightio, now guys, what we've got is 5mm. This is really getting into some chunky steel now. So let's see if we can cut through that. Rightio guys, I've got it set at 50 amps still. Nothing's changed. Air pressure's the same. Let's see what it'll do. Yeehaw! 5mm! Like a hot knife through butter! See that, guys? Really good cut. Yo, that's hot, Pete. That's hot. My gloves are starting to smoke. Really good cut, guys. No worries at all. 50 amp, 240 volt. I'm impressed. Can we go any thicker, guys? Let's have a go. Yo! Alright, guys. Now we're getting into some really battleship steel. This is 10mm thick. And it's really dirty as well, so we'll see if it can cut that, eh? Yeehaw! Let's turn the air pressure up a little bit on that, guys. So if we turn the air pressure up just a little bit more, we might be able to get it to cut it. I think we might be able to actually. Up to about 70 psi now, guys. Let's see if it'll cut. Rightio, let's have a go. Yo, that's hot, guys. See that, guys? 10mm, no worries whatsoever. You notice when I increased the air pressure that little bit more, just made it that much easier to cut. Yo, I'm burning myself. Woo-hoo-hoo. Beautiful cut, guys. I love it, I love it, I love it. So I'm getting really excited about this machine now, guys. I went into my toolbox and found this old chisel. I wonder if we can whack that in half. Let's have a go. Yeah. Always remember, guys, if you're cutting quite thick steel, or cutting any steel really, make sure you put your earth clamp as close as possible to what you're cutting. That's why I like to upgrade these earth clamps to a bigger, heavier wire, so we can just drag some more current out of it, but also put it as close as you can. I love cutting things up. I love cutting things up. Right, will it cut it? Grab it there before I burn myself. Look at that, guys. Yeehaw! How much, what's that? 12mm, 15mm? I better not keep going, otherwise I'll have no tools left in my toolbox. Yee-hee!